What's going on, guys? It's Wednesday night again, and here we are at Squadron Live. And check it out, I got a backdrop now. I, I decided to bring this. This is one of the banners that we take to the shows with us. It's our smaller one, and I decided it might look cool behind me. So here we go. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope that you're having a great week so far. Got a lot of you here in the chat already. The lawn care novice is here. Nice to see you from Arkansas tonight. And Joseph is here, and Randy and Ed. Good to see you tonight. And Jason with us again. And Rex is here, and Wes coming to us from Florida. And Matt says good evening. Good evening to you as well. And greetings, Scott. And let's see. Oh, there you go, White Sands. There you go. Good to see you. Another Florida friend with us here tonight. Stuart is here. And TD, good to see you as well. And, Stephen is with us. Good to see you tonight. Oh, let's see. Michael is here. Good to see you. And Carlos and Greg, nice to see you. Henry's with us. And Jeff J is here. And TJ is with us from Fort Worth again tonight. Good to see you. And yeah, that'd be pretty cool if we had a NASCAR with all of our brand logos on it. But I probably had to sell a few more model kits to be able to afford that. I don't think that sponsoring a NASCAR is something that's necessarily inexpensive, but it would be very cool. Hey, maybe that's a model kit challenge. We'll do a NASCAR model kit and do all the Squadron brands on it. That might be something to do one day. Oh, thank you, Greg. I'm glad you like it. It helps hide the all my fun toys behind it for sure. So good to see you, Jeff from Rome. Not too far from here at all. And Matt, you're going to get your Gannet and your Buccaneer Friday. Awesome. Yeah, I don't have too many new things to talk about this week, but the Gannet is certainly one, and the Buccaneer too. We had a few Airfix kits show up over the weekend, and I've got the Gannet here. I'll show that to you in a second. So glad you're going to get yours. That's cool. Let's see. Jason, you've got some photo etch parts headed your way. Well, good. That's always something good for your 48 scale B17. Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that at the next show I see you at then. I'm sure it'll look awesome. Hey, Douglas, nice to see you tonight. And Matt says, nice, Jason. Yep, it's going to be, photo etch makes a big difference to a kit. It will do one of two things. It will make your kit look amazing, or it will drive you absolutely insane. I guess it could do both, but unfortunately, it usually ends up driving me insane, a lot more often than making my kit look good. But I think it does all right for me. So last week I talked about the Atlanta show that I had gone to. And I was trying to get my videos from the show working, and I still haven't had any luck. I think I did something wrong when I was recording them, but whatever. At this point, I'm sure you've seen some other videos. I know that Jason videoed the entire show, so if you are interested in seeing that show, and for whatever reason you were waiting on me to show it to you, then hopefully you weren't, but just in case, go check out Jason's video. He put it up at the club's the IPMS Club's Facebook page, I think, or their YouTube channel. Jason, you can correct me and let us know where that's posted, but he did a full video for that. So if you're interested in seeing that show, he did a lot better job than my videos anyway, even if they did work. So, but I also talked about a lot of us, we call, when we go to a show and buy a bunch of kits, you call it a haul. So I guess I had a haul at the show last week. And I got a couple of things that I thought were cool, and I'm trying to work on this Squadron museum that we will at some point put in the front of our store. And I've got to collect enough stuff to justify doing this museum first, and I've got to make name tags. I want to make it look cool. It needs to look neat, and of course we've got to have somewhere to put it. You all know that we are ridiculously out of space at our current warehouse, and hopefully at some point in the near future we can resolve that with a new place that will have room in the front for our museum. And at the show last week, I picked up a couple of things that were Squadron related, and this is one of them. So Squadron had a lot of brands through the years and a lot of different things that they did. And one of those things was they created what was called Czech modeling. This was something they did with the guys over in the Czech. And but they imported these. They put their logos on them, and they were the official distributor, Squadron products. And this one is the Seamew. It is 48 scale. So these were pretty cool kits. They had a whole line of these Czech model kits, and you can see on the side of the box here. This is my interest in them. This was an official Squadron products item. From old Texas Squadron. And back when they were doing a lot more than I am now, True Details parts, you can also see that the resin parts were done by True Details. So this is just, for me, this is a part of Squadron's history. This was one of the many things that they did. So I saw this kit at the show, and I thought, yeah, that's nice. I need that, so I'll put that on display. They did a lot of other things too. They had Encore models. Was another line similar to this, where they would get kits boxed up and they would distribute them here. So that was really neat. I saw that and I just I had to have it. But then one of the other things that I thought was just really cool, and I did not find this at the show myself. One of my buddies there found it, and he walked up and showed it to me. And the reason he showed it to me is why I was interested in it, and I talked him into selling it to me. So thank you. But it's really neat. It's a cool kit anyway. This is an old Monogram Merit kit. It's a German officer. And I've got to figure out how to show things off better without those lights. But anyway, this is an old 54 millimeter figure kit. And the cool thing about it is if you open it up, it's still sealed. It's never been opened. It's just a little white metal figure. And the reason that's interesting is because of how old it is. The copyright date on this is 1969 by Monogram Models. But you're like, okay, that's cool, but what does that have to do with Squadron? Well, back in 1969, that was a year after the very first Squadron shop opened, the retail hobby store. And this I just thought was really neat because it's got one of the original Squadron shop. If the camera will come into focus here. Come on, camera. You can see it there. It's kind of see it there. There we go. Finally focused. This camera. I got to get a new camera. It's got an original Squadron shop price sticker on it. Now, maybe you have seen this many times. Heck, maybe you got to go to one of the old Squadron shops. But most of the Squadron shops were gone by the time I was even born. So I was born in '85, and from what I understand, there were only a couple of the shops left in the '80s. But this was neat. I thought that was cool. So that would be something that would certainly go in our museum. Because it used to be actual retail stores all around the country that you could go in and buy stuff like this. So I thought that was neat and really another cool part of Squadron's history. And speaking of that, if any of you have any information about the old Squadron shops, please send me an email and tell me what you know. Because I know I have learned a lot. I know several of them. I know, where some of them were. But it's like every time I talk to a customer that got to visit those back then, it's like I find out about another one I didn't know about. I mean, there were apparently dozens of these all around the country, and so I'm trying to compile a list of all of the known Squadron shops and what their locations were. So the more information I can get, the better. There is no, when we got everything from Texas for Squadron, there was none of that information. Now, perhaps if you're listening and you used to work at Squadron, you might be, yelling at me through the screen, because some of that information, it might have been there. It might have been written down. It might have been documented. But when the auction company got a hold of everything, like I've said many times before, a lot of the old history and the old information was gone. I never got it, never got to see it. So uh, any information I can get about those Squadron shops would be awesome. And what would even be more awesome is if anybody has a picture of those. I've only got, I think, 2 pictures of one of the shops, and I don't even know which one of the shops it is. It's just a picture of Jerry in the shop, showing a kit to a kid. And I've got a picture of one of the signs that used to stand out by the road. But again, no clue which one of the stores that was at. So would love to get more information for that, so that we can include all that history with all of our other information that we're trying to get together. So anyway, that's enough about that. But I did get one kit at the show that was for me, that has nothing to do with Squadron other than it's a model kit, I guess. B-24s, I've all told you that that's my favorite aircraft, and my favorite B-24 specifically is the Dragon and his tail. And we are working, it's like the project that's never going to get ended. We're working on decal sets for that B-24, the new 48 scale one and the 72 scale one. And Dragon and his tail is one of the decal sets that we've got done. We're just waiting to print it so we can print all of them together. But anyway, I want to, I thought, hey, I would like to have the model kits. Dragon and his tail has been the box art of a couple of B-24s in the past. 2 that I know about. There could be more. So if you know about one, please tell me so I can add it to my wish list. But I was able to get the Minicraft version of it this weekend. And when I saw this, I thought, yeah, I better get that since Minicraft is gone. But if you've ever seen this kit, the only reason I bought it is because, like I said, that particular aircraft is my favorite. And I was like, well, I better get that. But if you've ever seen this kit, and whoever designed these decals, thank you for doing it, but they're pretty terrible. Uh, the design of it itself is not what's terrible, and perhaps I just don't know what I'm talking about, or perhaps something happened in the manufacturing, or whatever. But traditionally, we think that Dragon and his tail is green, a green dragon. Which, I mean, there are color photos of the original, so it's pretty accurate, I think. But these decals, they depict it as gray, and I don't know. I don't like the gray. But like I said, I didn't buy this kit to build it. I bought it for the box art. The other kit, the other Dragon and his tail that I really want, that you just never see, is the Hasegawa one. So if you have a 72 scale Hasegawa B-24 Dragon and his tail and you don't want it and you want to sell it, send me an email, because I'd like to have one. But I saw one, the guy next to our booth in Chattanooga had one, but the front of the box was all smashed. And, if I'm buying it to collect it and just have the box art, I figure I better hold out for a good box. So anyway, that's all I'll talk about the old Atlanta show. It was good. It was fun. I'm looking forward to next year. But at this point, we got 3 weeks and we'll be headed to the AMPS Nationals up in South Bend, Indiana. So looking forward to that show. Starting to get excited about it. So, all right, let's see what we've got going over here in the chat. Ed, what happened to the old car? So that's a fun story that I should tell one night. I got to get the pictures pulled together before I tell the whole story. But that was a Dale Earnhardt Jr. NASCAR. And it was not a real car. It was a shell. But the cool thing about it was it was produced or made or built or whatever the correct word is It was made for the purpose of being a show car to display, and it was actually on display in Orlando at the NASCAR Cafe at Universal Studios. And it was neat when we had it at the shop. We had a picture hung up inside, and Junior actually went and he dedicated the car to the cafe and all this, and it was neat. And when that cafe closed up, the car went to auction, and a guy, I forget how we got it, but the guy bought it and decided he did not want it anymore. So we bought it, and it sat out in front of the shop for a while. It was pretty neat. But when we moved, it went on down the road to the next guy. All right, Jason says the video of here we are talking about the Atlanta show again. All right, the Atlanta video that we talked about that Jason recorded or videoed is up on the Knoxville Scale Modelers Association. Is that a YouTube channel, Jason? Or is that a Facebook page, or maybe both? Yeah, let us know in the chat there. Tom, this on the front of my t-shirt, this is B-25s. This is the Doolittle Raid image that is featured on the back cover of our B-25 Detail in Action book that Peter did for us. So this is, I'm going to call this shirt a prototype. we made a batch of shirts last year. This was one. We had several different versions, and most of them were all covers or back covers of our books that we did last year. The B-25s, F-14. What else did we do? I forget which shirts we did. We didn't do all the books, but we did a few of them. And but that was kind of like test the waters, see what we want to do. I have the intention of making a full line of cool Squadron shirts, but same thing with the hats. So far we've just done very low production just to kind of get our feet wet doing that, seeing what people might like. I've not put these shirts on our website yet. We've taken them to shows. We took a bunch of them to nationals. People seem to like them, and same thing with all the artwork for the books. We're also doing like 11 by 17 posters, and everybody really loves those at the shows. But same thing, I hadn't put them on the website yet. But at some point soon, I want to make an entire section like that. I've got a whole bunch of cool little, I don't know. Some websites call it swag, so I guess we'll call it Squadron swag. I got a bunch of stuff like that, just little neat little things that that we'll put on the website. So we'll have it available soon, and hopefully some others. Let's see, Joseph, yeah, same thing. They will be available soon. And Jason says, forgive some of the odd camera shots on the video. That's all right, buddy. It's all a part of it. We just keep getting better. It's like me. I got to get a better camera for these shows. This little camera I've got here, it won't stay in focus half the time, and when I'm trying to show this stuff off. But whatever. We just keep making it up as we go, right? All right. Tom says the old modeling magazine Scale Modeler used to post their flyer in it. I'm assuming you're talking about the Squadron shops and stuff. That's a very good idea, looking old modeling magazines. I didn't even think of that. All right, well, if anybody's got old collections of Scale Modeler or any other model magazines from back then, because I do not, check them out and see if there's any old Squadron ads. If there is, send me a picture of it or something. That'd be cool, because that'd be a great way to probably see. Oh, and you know what? I wonder how long ago. In the back of Find Scale Modeler, the hobby shop directory. I wonder if some of the really old Find Scale Modeler magazines. I don't know how far back those go, but I wonder if there's an old hobby shop directory in either that or maybe the Scale Modeler that may have all the Squadron shops listed. That'd be neat. If anybody's got any of that stuff, next time you're going through your old stash, check it out for me and See what you can find. That would be neat. Let's see, Stephen. I don't know that one off the top of my head. Let me see. Trumpeter makes one, and I'm out of stock. Go figure. Let's see. I will show you what it looks like. Let's see. Share this. There you go. There's what is available. They've got an RA5C in 48 scale. I'm out of stock at the moment. We normally get about $61.49 for it. We will get these back in stock, so if you want to go over to our website and just type in 48 Vigilante, type in your email address right here and click notify me, and as soon as I get them back in stock, it'll automatically send you an email telling you that I got them. So there you go. Hey to you too, Jim. Nice to see you. Oh, and here we go. Jason says it's on the Facebook page. So if you want to see that video that Jason did, go check out the Facebook page of his club, which is the Knoxville Scale Modelers Association. And Jason, don't worry, buddy. We got you covered. We'll have all sizes. Yeah, Randy, please do. That'll be neat. That's a great idea. I'm glad Tom brought that to my attention, because it just didn't even occur to me to look in those old things. So anyway, all right. So we talked about Airfix last week, that some of these new kits were coming in, and they're here. And if you pre-ordered these with us, you should be getting them very soon, maybe by the end of this week, depending on where you live. But these look pretty good. I'm pretty excited that they're doing some interesting things like that. They also have another version of their Blackburn Buccaneer that you can see here. And oh, looky there, I already sold out of them. Awesome. Okay, I had a bunch of them when I left the shop this morning, or not this morning, this afternoon. You know, we're talking about B-24s and Midways and all these other huge releases. And when I say huge, I mean lots of people interested in those big main name subjects, if you will. But we just got a bunch of other, I'll say, random things in stock. The Airfix kits being included in that, the new Buccaneer, which I guess I need to pull off the front of the website. The Gannets are here. They've got this new 72 scale ME410A model that's really neat. But a lot of other cool things have come into Amusing Hobbies. Got a bunch of new releases that we got in. Model Collect, we got a new one of their 1946 Fist of War kind of things in that's really neat. I showed you the Ming motorcycle last week. A new Volkswagen from Ryefield showed up. This is a very cool amusing kit. This is a E100 with a mouse turret on it, and just a neat kit. You know, if you're into that kind of stuff. But all this cool stuff came in, and this one, this one I really think is cool. So Model Collect has these all these 72 scale flying wings that they're working on, and the first one finally showed up, and here it is. You can get a feel for how big this box is. They've got a few different versions of this coming. I don't know why that one came first. The one that I've got a lot of people asking for is the America Bomber version, because this is, of course, the planned way that the Germans were going to fly all the way to New York City and bomb it. So this one is that version, if you will, but then they've got all these other variants of it, and I don't know how many of them were actually planned. I think that, I mean, of course, the Intercontinental America Bomber was a plan, a paper model, if you will. They designed it and planned it, and then I think Model Collect kind of took some artistic license and made a few other versions and variants on their own, like this. But it's neat if you're into the what if, leaning a little bit towards the sci-fi, but still with a military World War II flavor. This is might be right up your alley, and that's really what Model Collect's Fist of War series is all about. It's just a whole bunch of wacky, cool things, so you can have a lot of fun with it. But I wanted to show those to you because lots of new stuff. The B-26 from ICM, it has been released. They do exist now, and they are on their way to us. They released them on the 25th, so 2 days ago. But, of course, being in Ukraine, they're going to take a few days, actually probably more like a few weeks, to get here. My last, not mini art, we'll talk about that in a minute because that's on its way too. My last ICM shipment, it took like 5 days to get here. The shipment before that took 5 weeks, and the difference is what kind of day the customs guy is having, apparently. If I get a good customs guy that's having a good day, it goes right through and I get it fast. If I get a guy that's having a bad day, just roll the dice. So, but they are on the way, and it's going to be very cool. I'm very, very excited about it. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to get one, open it up, and check it out. So, you have a few different decal options on it. Let's see, I put these on here today actually. There's your 3 different decal options for it. Ladies Delight, Coral Princess the Third, and the Big Hairy Bird are your 3 decal options in that kit. And of course, I'm sure there'll be plenty of aftermarket stuff at some point, but that'll be cool. That will be here soon. And on that same shipment is their landing mat that this has been really popular so far. So a lot more demand for this than I was thinking when I originally saw it. I thought, well, that's kind of neat, but then started getting questions and questions and questions about it, and I took a better look at it, and I'm like, that is kind of a neat thing. So excited about that. It'll be here soon. And talking about mini art, and I don't know if I've got this showing on the website yet. Oh, I do. Mini Art's new M3 Stewart, 35th scale Stewart kit. This has also been released, and it's also on the way to us, and it'll probably get here about the same time as the B-26. They are doing 2 different versions of this. This one, the only difference being if it has an interior or not. So the first one we're getting has a full interior, and so if you're an interior kind of guy, then you're in luck. You get yours first. And of course, if you don't want to wait for the one without an interior, you can still buy this one and do like me and just ignore all the interior parts. Maybe one day I'll start doing the interior stuff. But they will do the same thing. I think this is the one. Yeah, with no interior. So same kit with or without interior. The one with the interior will be here soon. I don't have a price on here yet. We were waiting to finalize shipping prices and all that kind of stuff. But I've got the price. Well, I don't have it here in my head. It's on a spreadsheet at my office in the desk. So I'll have the price on that posted very soon. But if you're wanting one of those, same thing coming here. Type your email address in, and I'll send you an email address or an email as soon as we get those popped up for sale. Here's another thing that a lot of ship guys are really excited about, and I think this is cool too. So HS Models, and I may have talked about this last week, but we'll talk about it again. HS Models has announced this new 200 scale super detail set for the Curtis Wilbur, the Arleigh Burke kit that I Love Kit did. And this thing is really, really, really something. Just everything that's included, and I don't have the pictures on here yet, but I just saw, and maybe you did too if you're following them getting this done, they've got a whole set of figures for it. it's got everything. When I first saw the kit, I was looking through it and I'm like, well, I wonder what somebody's going to do with this. But man, they've got this thing fully loaded with photo etch and 3D printed stuff. And somewhere in here, there's a picture. That entire deck, all the blue parts there, that whole, I mean, everything. You replace everything on this. So it's going to be really neat. Got a full decal set to go with it. So, like I said, I have no clue what the price on this is going to be yet. They've not told us anything. They're still in the design phase and production, trying to get everything done. But if you've got that 200 scale Arleigh Burke kit and you want to really super detail it, this is going to be the way to go. So I'm very excited to see this in person. So we'll just wait and hopefully hear from them soon on a price for that. The here's another one that you might be interested in if you're a sci-fi guy and you like that new Dune movie that came out, and I guess there's a second one that either just came out or about to come out. Sorry, I'm not up to speed on it, but Ming did the ornithopters and the spice harvester in a very, very, very small scale. They didn't even say a scale, but I mean it's like 6 inches long. And there was a couple of them on the table last week at the Atlanta show, and I was like, that's really neat. Well, those were like hugely popular, and so popular that Ming has decided to do a larger 72 scale version of the Atreides ornithopter. So this will be coming, and that should be very cool. So if you like that ornithopter, that helicopter, whatever that vehicle is, if you like that, you can now have one that's not going to be extremely small. Very excited to see that. And talking about non-military, a little bit weird stuff, and I guess this isn't too weird, but these are, and like I've been a little bit lately, we're kind of late to the party on these, but we finally got the Atlantis prehistoric scenes. And these are old reissued kits. And they did the cave bear and the saber-toothed tiger. And these are pretty neat. When you see the boxes, or when I saw the boxes, I'm like, that's kind of cute. But then you get the kit, and it's not a bad kit at all. They are snap kits, but Atlantis did a good job on these. They molded them in color. The bear is kind of a dark brown color, I guess. And the saber-toothed tiger is done in a kind of a orange color. I guess the point is you can snap them together and not paint them, but I don't know how accurate this bright orange would be without painting it, but you can, right? So that's Atlantis is all about nostalgia, and the guys that had these as kids, and not just these, the entire Atlantis line, being able to have those kits again that you remember as a kid, that's Atlantis's business, and they do really, really good at that. And the kits are fine. The new molding of them, the way they're producing them, nothing wrong with it. The molds are fine. They've got ways they can clean up any issues with the molds and stuff like that. But nostalgia sells. I mean, hey, look behind me. I have an arcade in my house, so I'm glad to see Atlantis doing some of this stuff. And I know a lot of people were waiting on these. They announced them a while back, and I think they came out a few weeks ago. It took us a while to get our shipment put together, but they're here now. So, all right. I'm reading through. I missed a bunch of chats. Sorry about that. Let's see. All right, here we go. What category is the Fort Drum in? On the website, it is in the ship category, but just type in Fort Drum in the search and it'll come right up. I think if you were going to go to it by category, go to ship models and go to 350 scale and probably just change it to Blue Ridge models because, oh, and model kits. There you go. Yeah, Blue Ridge models 350 model kits. The model subject, this is just bad. I've got to get this updated. But the good thing is, just this past weekend, we got a new, I don't know, program, I guess we will, installed on the back end that's going to help me organize this stuff a lot better. So I don't know. I don't even know what category to put that in. I don't have a category called, islands that were turned into fortresses. I'd probably put it under battle. Oh, look, I did. I put it under battleships because even though it's not a battleship, its nickname was the concrete battleship. So that's where it's at. And we do have a few of those left. I got 10 left. And those are the last 10 because the place that made that photo etch for us is the place that I talked about has closed down due to one of the owners having a stroke. So he still says he's going to make a full recovery, and I really hope that he does. But when that happens, he's going to be so far behind on work that I don't know when we would be able to get more of this photo etch. So for the time being, we have once again discontinued this kit. So if you want one, grab one of those 10 before they're gone. Let's see. Oh, I just realized I was saying all that and I didn't have this screen pulled up. There it goes. 10 of those left. And there we go. Under battleships over here under model subject. So anyway. All right. Let's see. Tom's got a whole bunch of those. That's awesome. Yeah. Do some digging for me. I would really appreciate it. That's cool. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Yeah, those Buccaneers, they are interesting planes for sure, and this is the second version that Airfix has done. So looking forward to seeing what else they've got planned for that mold. Let's see, Mike McMahon. Oh yeah, I know him well. Sponsored the B-24A. Are you talking about the one that's the one that which Air Force is it that has that? Well, not Air Force, but I just sent them an email the other day. You'll probably answer it in the chat before I can pull it. The Commemorative Air Force. I couldn't remember if it was them or the Collings Foundation. Collings Foundation has the witchcraft. Yeah, show me that picture, Ed. That would be awesome. Yeah, I emailed the Commemorative Air Force the other day, and we're talking, and I'm talking with the Collings Foundation to be able to include pictures from them and information about their B-24s in our B-24 book. So, the nose art book. So that'll be neat. Bated Breath for yours. I don't know if I know that one. I gotta check it out. You're not talking about flak bait, are you? That goes, yeah, I guess it is flak bait. That shows how much I know about that. All right, well, that is actually one that they're going to do that, the flak bait version, as the next box art. So you won't have to wait too long. I don't know how long. I don't know which month that's supposed to come out, but hey, Ted found the Squadron ad, a 1980 issue. Awesome. info@squadron.com. Yeah, send those pictures over to me. If they come through here in a minute, I'll pull them up on the screen and we'll check that out. Yeah, info @squadron.com. Let's see, Scott. Yeah, there you go. That would probably have been very interesting back to see, and of course I was a kid then, but to be able to see in real time as it was happening the full black and white stuff slowly transitioning into more and more color, and of course fast forward to now and it's 100% color, but that's neat. All right, Ted, I just got your pictures, so let me get these opened up real quick. Let's see. Oh, neat. Okay. Hold on, let me get this pulled up. Here we go. The world's most complete modeling catalog. Airfix 747 and C-130. That's awesome. So by this time they were already in Carrollton, Texas. Oh, and look, here we go. That's what we were looking for. Visit our 3 great stores. So in 1980 they had 3 stores left. They had Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Detroit. That's awesome. Let's see, and you got another picture here. Okay, that was in this issue of Scale Modeler. August 1980. Very cool. Well, there you go. And oh, cool. And I've got addresses. Ha! All right, that's what we need. So anybody that's got these old Scale Modeler magazines, pull them out and find the Squadron ads and send me pictures of them, and we'll see how many of the stores we can find. I don't know how many there were. I've been told about so many, but I mean they started in '68, and by the '80s they, I guess by 1980 they were all gone except 3. So that'll be very cool to see what all we can find. Thank you very much for sending me that. Let's see. Douglas, the ICM Tropical Pilots. Are they in the shipment? You know, I don't know. Let me look. Are you talking about this one here? You talking about these? If you're talking about these are already in stock, and they just came in recently. And if you're not talking about those, send me an email with the specific one you're talking about, and I will find out tomorrow when I'm at my desk. I don't have the shipping information for exactly everything that's in the shipment here at my house. But if you're talking about that one, 48080, it is in stock, and it's actually one of the items that's on the front page of the website. So you can check that out. Let's see, Tom, you live down the road from where they were training for the Doolittle raid. That's awesome. Where is that? Because I am not familiar with where they trained for that. Let us know where that was. That's cool. And what's still there is, I mean, I don't know. Some of those old places are still there and still doing what they did, but a lot of them are neighborhoods and shopping centers at this point. So let us know what that was and what it is now. There you go, Wes. Well, I am not asking you to put the glue down. If you were actually building models, you were doing better than me, because I hadn't had the glue out in a couple of weeks now. I've been busy here, and soon enough, got a big announcement for you, and we'll be able to let you in on what I've been working on for the last few weeks. But I'm looking forward to getting back to picking up the glue for sure. Yeah, man, Scott, a lot of those Stewarts, a lot of people are looking forward to this. And when it was first announced, I mean, I saw it and I was like, okay, that'll be neat. But the more and more people are talking to me about it, and the more and more I started looking into it, I was like, this really is going to be a nice kit. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, and it won't be too long at all now. Jason, you and a whole bunch of other people, myself included. So very excited to get that. Looking forward to seeing a lot of builds for that. And we're gonna get them soon enough that there's a chance we might get to see a couple of those in the model room at Nationals this year. I know a few guys that are able to bang out some really good kits super fast. Not me. There is no chance I'll get one done. I'm doing good to finish my B25s for the group build, the group display in the display only area. Uh, so hopefully I'll finish that. I'm actually pretty dang close to it, all except for the decals that I wanted to use. And the problem with that is the decals that I wanted to use are decals that we designed. But they're in the same boat as the B24 decals that we haven't printed yet. Yeah, we hadn't printed them yet. And even if I sent them to the printer tomorrow, which is Cartograph, I don't think we will get them in time for Nationals. Definitely not in time for me to finish my kit. So now I've got to go to Plan B and go through my stash and find another set of decals for B25 that I will accept for my group build. So we'll see. Stuart, the Lexington kit, to be honest with you, I don't know. The guy that's doing the 3D design work for it for me, I have not talked to him in a few weeks. So just because I've been tied up with stuff that you'll know about soon. But I need to get in touch with him and find out where we're at because I don't really know. I was hoping to have those out for Nationals this year, but at this point, I don't know if that's going to happen. But it is still in the works, and we'll get it done at some point. Yes, I love Ed. I Love Kit does have one, or they might even have two other versions of it planned. I don't remember what all they've officially announced yet, but if you know about it, then I guess they've officially announced that one. Um, they had not sent me any. They sent me like a list, and it was literally just names and part numbers, no prices, no box art, no nothing. So when I get these initial lists, sometimes I put stuff up, but if they were showing that off, I need to circle back around and find out what they got planned. Maybe they've got the box art for it now, because that would be nice. But I mean, it's one of those things we knew it was coming. They can't do that kit and not do the other flight versions. So let's see. Michael, if you're talking about doing an RC conversion for that Arleigh Burke, um, I'm not the guy. I've never done that. I think it's really cool. I just don't have the time or knowledge of how to get all that done. But I've seen some guys that are really into that. I know if any of you know Darren Scannell, uh, the big Canadian, as he calls himself, he used to run, oh man, oh, Darren, forgive me. I forgot your decal company name. Anyway, he used to make some really nice decals, but he's really big in the large scale RC stuff. So I remember he showed me some of his stuff. Man, we did oh, years ago. We used to at Nationals. Hugh Letterly used to host a ship modelers dinner on like Thursday night or something. I forget. And all the ship model vendors and all the ship model customers were invited to this, and I forget where we were, but one year we did it down at some pavilion down by a pond, and several of the guys brought their large scale RC boats or model kits out there. That was really cool seeing those. I mean, it's like a model kit with all this detail on it, and you're out there playing with it in the pond. But, you know, I guess as long as you don't run into each other, things don't break. But I mean, photo etch, the whole 9 yards, and fully remote control. It was awesome. So I would not be surprised one bit to see one of these I Love Kit Arleigh Burks done up in RC. So TJ, I don't know the answer to that. Um, I know that there was a company that was talking about doing them, um, but it's a really weird thing. Somebody's going to do one. There's no question about it. I have been asked what I think needs to be included, um, but it's really weird because if you look in the kit yes, there are things that can be added to. There's things that can be done better or whatever. But the kit actually includes a heck of a lot of photo etch. And things like the rails and the net baskets and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you can't really. I mean, I guess you could do it different. You could do it your way, or this company could do it their way or whatever. But to do a full detail set, it's going to be interesting to see whoever does one what they come up with, because a lot of that stuff either I guess they could just leave it out and you just use what's in the kit, or if it's redone, then the price is going to reflect redoing it, and you're basically paying for another copy of things that are already included in the kit. Now, some people it doesn't matter. I mean, like myself, I've bought. I remember I did was it a Missouri? I don't know, one of the Iowa class battleships, and I had a Flyhawk set and a Ponto set and a gold medal set, and I had all these different sets, and I used some pieces out of this one and some pieces. So to some people, it may not matter. You just buy everything and use the best of the best. But that is an interesting thing. I'm curious to see how they're going to do that. It's the same thing like the Pontos 200 scale Yamato detail set. There's a lot of stuff in there that just replaces what was included in the kit, because that gallery kit, it includes a heck of a lot of photo etch. So uh, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is somebody's going to do one, but they're probably over there scratching their head trying to figure out what to do, what to include, what not to include. But we'll see. I'm hoping for some aircraft for it, which will probably come in the form of 3D print, I would assume. And detail set, kind of stuff for that, photo etch props and things. But for the ship itself, I don't know. We'll see. The HS model with the Arleigh Burke, they've kind of blown me away, because I kind of thought the same thing for that. The I Love kit is kind of nice. It's got a lot of stuff. And then HS model, they're just like, here, we're just going to replace everything on it. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty awesome. So, the same thing, I guess, could be done with the Midway. You just 3D print a lot of the stuff. You can get a lot better detail. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. But as soon as I know something, you guys will know, because that is certainly one of my favorite kit releases this year. Old model magazines and kit stashes equal estate sales. Oh man. Well, you see a lot of model kit estate sales for sure. Randy, loving the Atlanta stuff. It's really neat to to compare the old original. In this case, Aurora. He's talking about he's got some of the other versions of this, um, and from what I understand, these kits and maybe all the Atlanta stuff, a lot of times they try to stay as true to the original box as they can. Now, granted, it may not say Aurora; it says Atlantis. Um, and the trademarks have been updated, the addresses, whatever. But they try to stay as true to the original design as they can, which I think is kind of neat. So from time to time, you'll see some of those old kits in somebody's vendor booth, maybe on an estate sale at the shows, and seeing some of those old kits is really neat. But Atlantis is doing some cool stuff, bringing some of these back. Shane, all the gold medal stuff, it's all in the same boat. Unfortunately, a minute ago when I was talking about the Fort Drum photo etcher having a stroke, they're also the same company that produces the gold medal stuff for us, and I don't have a clue when. I don't want to say if, because surely we'll get them back at some point. But right now, I really have no time frame on getting any of our gold medal stuff back in stock. I mean, it could be. It has been months. It's been about 5 or 6 months now, I guess. And it very, very likely could be another 5 or 6. So unfortunate, but thankfully the guy, he is doing better and making a recovery. So that is the most important thing. Scott never got to go to the Squadron shop. Well, that's all right. It was right around the corner from you, apparently. At least a lot closer than it is to me. Of course, heck, in 1980, I wasn't even here, so. Dave's Plastic Model Reviews and Builds. The B-26 is ready for order now. You can go to squadron.com, and it is right here on the front page. We are taking pre-orders for them. Now, this pre-order, because it's going to be here within 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 3. Again, we're dealing with customs here, U.S. Customs. But this pre-order will require you to pay because we have already sent invoices out for all the invoices. All the invoices for the invoices. We've sent the invoices out for pre-orders. So once they are expected in our shop within a week or two, we switch it over to requiring payment on those. But yeah, go ahead and get in line for that. That way, when they come in, we will get it right out to you. Scott, that is yes, but that we have nothing to do with that now. That's a whole nother story for another day. But that will be part of my full-length Squadron history video that I do one day. Yeah, come see us. Come visit the shop. As we always ask, just give us a call a day ahead of time. Make sure we're not running forklifts around and unloading containers and making a big mess. So, Jason asked the $1,000,000 question: will my Dora be done before the end of the year? You know, I would love nothing more than to say yes, but in lieu of what I've been working on the last month uh, and what's to come in the next month or two, I'm going to have to say probably not. But I do have every intention to pick it back up full steam well before the end of the year and start showing off my progress on our Wednesday night show again. So that's it's just a huge kit. It's going to take forever. Yeah, I've got to finish my B-25 for the display at Nationals this year because I committed to those guys that I'd have one for the display. So got to do that now. So Dora's going to take a back seat behind that real quick. B-26 ready in 2026. I might can do that. maybe 27. All right, Tom's got our answer on the training. So the Fields is now known as Hurlburt Air Force Base, home of the Special Operations Command. Okay, cool. So it is still there and still being used. That is awesome. Well, cool. Well, that's very, very interesting and neat. Let's see. Yeah, I see y'all talking back and forth about it in the chat. That's awesome. All right. Yes, Ed, thank you. Hawk Graphics and Resin Shipyard. Gosh, if Darren ever sees this, he's going to slap me next time he sees me for forgetting that. Yeah, Hawk Graphics was his decal company, and then Resin Shipyard he had resin kits, 350 and 700 scale resin kits. Very nice resin kits. So, all right. Back at you, Jason. Sam says, have you started the B-17 yet? And I'll ask, are you going to finish that by the end of the year? You'll probably have that finished by the end of the month. Make me look really bad. Oh, there's the answer. Hadn't started on it yet. Awesome. Brian, the Warriors figure line is owned by a dude out in Texas that I forget his name. But I have no idea where they're at with that. I assume they'll get them back in production at some point, but I have no information. Yeah, the Accurate Miniatures kits are really nice, and most of those, or all of them, are owned by Academy now. So some of the Academy releases, like the Academy B25s, those are the old Accurate Miniature kits. So, and they're doing the same. Academy's doing the same thing with the Mini Craft line um, of models. So they just bought those recently, I guess in 23, and they are just starting to reissue some of those kits. They'll be Academy kits. They're not going to keep the Minicraft, but on the box, I think it says Academy and Minicraft together. Same. I think they did the same thing with some of the Accurate Miniatures kits. All right, Matt, you got the Monogram B24, the D version. Well, get that tail masked off, or the turret masked off, and get that thing done. That'll look good. Um, doesn't look like, Randy says, does not look like Squadron advertised in Military Modeler or Military Miniatures in review. All right. Well, that's good to know. No point in looking through those then. Well, look through them because it probably bring back some good memories, but no point in looking through them for me. And Tom, do I have any pictures of the B-25s? No, because they are not far enough along yet. But they kind of are. You know what? I'll take pictures of my progress and show it off next week for our Builders Showcase. Next week, April 3rd, is our monthly, or what is going to now be monthly, Builders Showcase Show and Tell. So I have received some pictures, not very many. So send me some pictures. Send me some pictures of your built kits. Or, since I guess I just said I'm going to show off my kit in progress, send me pictures of what you've got on the workbench right now. And so we can follow your progression, and send me a picture of it in progress now. And then maybe next month's Builder Showcase, you can update us on your progress. And then perhaps the month after, maybe you'll be finished with it. So send those pictures, info@squadron.com, and let's have a fun time next week going through the Builders Showcase Show and Tell. So just don't forget that. Send those pictures over to me at info@squadron.com. Let's see, and we'll go ahead and bring this to an end here in just a second. Let y'all finish chatting there. Let's see. Yeah, those Pro Modeler kits, those are pretty neat. So those desert color, if we're still talking about the B24D, I guess we are. Those desert color ones, those are neat. I was been talking about the nose art book that we're working on. So Gabriel, my guy that's redrawing all these old decals for me, he just got done with all 9 of the Snow White series decals. So you got Snow White and Prince Charming and all of the 7 dwarfs. And I just sent all the information, all the artwork that he did, the decal artwork, over to Peter. I've got to get all the rest of the plain markings. That's my job. I got to get all that together and send it to Peter. And I'm kind of excited about this particular image that Peter is going to design and render for the book. It's going to be a full, like a fold out, like a centerfold kind of thing. So you'll open it and then it'll open again. So it'll be 4 pages all the way across, and all 9 of the B24s in the Snow White markings are going to be rendered flying together. I have no idea if they ever actually all flew together, but it's going to be a very cool picture, and we're going to do it, and you'll be able to see all the different nose art on those. So that might be my favorite image in this book so far. Of course, I'll say the same thing after this one's done and we move on to the next image. Every one that he does is really looking cool. So I don't know. You were talking about those B24Ds and the desert colors, and made me think of that. So, well, guys, I really appreciate it. thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I had a good time. Hope you did. Really appreciate you guys hanging out each Wednesday night. This is something I look forward to every week now, and I hope you do as well. If you need anything, I'm a phone call or an email away. And, you know, B-26s are here soon. Oh, and speaking of B-26s, last week I talked about my interview with Valeria from ICM, and I had to edit the video. Finally got it finished today, and I've posted it to my account, but it's set to private. I have sent it over to Valeria for her to review and make sure that she's fine with how I edited it. And I'm assuming that and hoping that she will see it here in the next few hours when they wake up over there. And if she gives me the green light to post it, it will show up on our YouTube channel. So when you see that, make sure to check it out and get an inside view or an inside word from ICM. So that'll be popping up real shortly. And yeah, looking forward to letting you guys see that. So guys, thank you. Until next week, y'all take it easy. Have a good one.